Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 18. Tonight, we're going to discuss the Louis Martini 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon from Sonoma, California. Now, Louis Martini was an interesting individual. Born in Italy, came to this country at in 1899, age 12. His father brought him here. His father was here earlier, brought him, came back with him. And Louis Martini, the vineyard is still owned by a fourth generation family. Now, Louis Martini was one of the people in California who got wines going in the early 1900s, going into the 30s, 40s, 50s. And Louis Martini started with jug wine. And he made jug wine. And matter of fact, during the Prohibition, what he used to do was he would sell grape juice, but he put a lot of sulfur dioxide in it. So when they took the things home, they'd open up the vats, let the air get at it, and the grape juice would ferment and almost become like a wine. So he was a very resourceful person, let's say. But Louis Martini he started wine councils in California, helping all the growers get things going, experimenting with wines. And Louis Martini was always a wine that I loved in the 80s and 70s because you could buy it. He was a big believer in keeping his price points low. He owned all his own land. Robert Mondavi and Louis Martini in the 70s, they became famous because they did blind wine tastings. Once blind wine tastings started, it's like in Paris in 1975, I think it was, they called the Paris Surprise. What they did is they did a blind tasting of California wines versus high French wines. And both the reds and the whites, the Californias beat them. Now, when you're tasting a wine and it's not in a blind tasting, it's hard. It's like, you're looking at it's supposed to be, Dom Perignon versus Corbel. It flex your mind. But in a blind tasting is the beauty of it. And Martini did extremely well. So when he came back, all the winemakers wanted him to raise his prices. And Louis Martini says, hey, I survived Depression, Prohibition. I survived multiple recessions, World War II. I'm keeping my wine priced to the consumer. Now, it infuriated some of the Mondavis, the Krugs, Joseph Phelps, because they wanted a higher price of their wine. And Louis Martini would come in with his less expensive wine and win the blinds sometimes. But he did that, and now, like this wine today is one of their lower wines. It's $16. Where this wine, if Louis Martini was alive and not his daughter got the place, as soon as Louis died in the 80s, 90s, the prices just went, once they got a hold of it, now they have wines for $80, $90, $100, and their wine prices have almost triple what it used to be. But when he bought his dirt during the Depression. You could buy an acre for $6 an acre, and then it went to $150. And now, it's the billionaire's dream. I buy myself a vineyard in California and away I go, and then you got to figure the cost of land and dirt. But Louis Martini was a very sharp man and a very good winemaker. Now, with this wine here, we're going to pour it. So much for history. Speaking so much, I'm getting dry throat here. We do a light pour. The aromas on this. We got, just like last night, a lot of berry. Some toffee, smell like a chocolate smell to it. Let me see what we got. Smells good. Good aroma. Very good. Very good. I would say this is a medium full wine. It's the finish is not quite a photo finish, but it's tight. It's complex. You can feel it. It's got a lot working in it. This is about a 90-point wine. Okay, 88. Some rated 88. Some rated 89. The different, who's in with who or whatever. But this wine here, and once again, the 22nd. I didn't listen. I should have done the 20-second twirl there. I only did like a 10-second twirl. So we let this go for 20 seconds. Smell what's under the nose. Very good. And it'd be interesting to note, that in California, just because of the time we're living in, California passed an act, California against France. They put tariff on French wines. And when they put the tariff on the French wines, people started drinking the California wines in the 1870s, 1880s, and they realized how good they were. And that really shot them up. So that was the state of California and placing tariffs on a foreign land, which is kind of interesting when we look at today. But France did it, and they went through their lobbyists to how they ever had it done, but it was done by the California region. And also, they had a boll weevil problem in France. France came back to California to use their grapes and splice their grapes in the 40s to come back to Ireland. So, it's a happy marriage between everybody. But listen, God bless you all. Now, with this wine, this is more of a meat. I don't know about chicken. Maybe chicken if it's all peppered up, really spicy chicken. But I would do this. This works with meat, a chunk of cheese. And once again, don't forget, 2-ounce pours, a lot of walks. And listen, God bless you all. And we'll do another tasting tomorrow night. It'll be day 19, and we'll try to surprise you with something interesting. God bless you. Enjoy. And let's pray for all our first responders and everyone in these hospitals helping out. Thank you.